Okay, now, the hell is created in your mind, but is also outside your mind. Why do I say in your mind and outside? It is because everything is created by our own mind, but then we do not perceive that, and we think that it's outside of us, and it causes us to suffer. And we still feel that we suffer very much from the hell or from whatever situation we create. But that is the trick of Maya. That is the trick of illusion. That is why people can never get out of them. Otherwise, no need for Buddha to come. No need for Jesus Christ to come. Because it's so terrible, so unimaginable, the tricks of Maya, the great magician. He makes things like that. Maya is not a person, it is a force of nature to entangle, to enchant people, to trap people in this world. But at the meantime, we must struggle to go out of this illusion. Well, if you read 水浒传, all about 4 sea are brothers. Thủy hữu đó. Có đọc không? If you read all these kinds of Chinese stories before, yeah? There were kind of mê hồn trận đấy không? Mê hồn trận tiếng Anh nó bằng gì hả? To confuse your soul, this kind of
Fantasy Island, something like that.
You know, huh? A maze? Is that right? Maybe. You know, in which you come in and you don't know how to go out. Everything looks real, and when you approach, it's not real. These masterminds in Chinese battle, they sometimes create this kind of illusion to lure their enemies inside and kill them without having to kill. Yeah. So, even if the mind of an ordinary being can create such strategy to trick people into it and see things as hallucinations with their own eyes and ears in normal condition, how would you think the creative force of the negative nature would create and trick us in this world? The only thing to know all about this is enlightenment. No one can ever answer you in black and white what it is and how it is made and anything else and how to get out. The only way to get out is enlightenment. It's our own illuminated mind to shine through all these corners of mysteries. All right?
Master mentioned about the sutras are just the story of experience of Buddha. However, is it true that what is written in sutra is what the Buddha said after it is verified by 3 of his disciples?
Yes, it is true. It is true, the sutras, the Buddhist scriptures are true. And you can experience them again, these kinds of beautiful words. For example, Amitabha's word, the word of the medicine king, the word of other heavens, etc. You can go there and visit now.
If you cannot be physically with the master every day, how can you find the strength to stay on the path to enlightenment?
Yes, we have faith and the inner experience every day to sustain our strength and our faith. Also, the master is not a physical body. The master can appear anytime, anywhere, and every day, every minute by your side and help you. If you do not see the master, at least you will feel the master's presence. And you feel reassured of your practice and your progress. And also nowadays, you don't need to stick to the master. You can write, you can telephone, you can use fax, yeah? Quick answer, quick reply. There is no barrier anymore. Moreover, as I told you, the master can appear anytime. And after the initiation, the master looks after you at every step. You may sleep, but the master will not. You may make mistake, but the master knows. You may be in accident, but the master will take you out or helps you to lessen the intensity of the accident. You may be in sickness, but you don't feel that much pain, because the master will help you to soothe some of your suffering. And that is the duty of a real master. And the master does all kinds of things, all kinds of tricks to help you. That's what's good about having a master. Otherwise, what for? We are already helpless. We can't do anything. We don't know anything. And the master just stands by and says, hey, you're so funny. The master is everywhere, anytime, and helps you in any circumstance, without you being physically near to the master. But if you can be near the master, of course you take more advantage. In India, they say, if you can be with your master every day, then come every day. If you cannot be every day, then at least once a week. If you cannot be once a week, then once a month. If not once a month, then once a year. If not, then at least once in a lifetime you must see the master before you die. But that is not truly necessary with everyone. Some people never see me, never know what I look like. But when they pray in my name, they get the answer. And they also see me appear over there. I'm so shy to talk about this, very embarrassed, but I have to tell you because it's the truth. I'm very embarrassed to talk about these things. I do not know why I talk about it. I generally do not mention these things. But just the question inspired this strain of answers. And forgive me if I talk too much.
This one is written in Chinese. I will repeat in English later. 一个人今生积极修道，是否能立即除去前几世带来的业障，改变今生的命运？ A person who alive right now, if he practices very hard, if that can get rid of all his karma and change this life, change the fate of this life.
Yes, he can change somewhat. But the fate of this life is hard to change. You can change the whole karmic pattern from the past so that you don't have to go back to be reborn again in the future. But the fate of this life is already laid down and written. So you have to go through with it. But by your practice and by the grace of your master, your life will be smoother and more bearable, that's all. For example, if you have to have a car accident, you still have to have a car accident. But maybe you will not break your leg with it. Even though the car runs through, you might just get some bruises. And that's all you get. Normally, without master, without practice, you would break the whole leg and you become crippled. But with the master's help, you would just get some bruises, that's all. But you still have to have an accident. And there is no escape from this life's already written down fate. It will be smoothed out only. Okay? But the fate, the karma of many lives, the master will burn away and erase, destroy, so you don't have the karma to come back next life again. And that's what we call erasing the karma, yeah? But not the karma of this life. You still get old, you still get sick, you still have to pay your debt, and you cannot become millionaire in just one night because of enlightenment. All right?
Can I follow up real quick what your...
Yes, please.
You mentioned that it seemed like your life is written down just
Yes.
when you're born.
Yes.
Does that mean that the good karma that you do in this life does not affect this life, it only affect the next life?
Yes, it affects the next life. But it also affects this life somewhat. It affects, but it doesn't change. It doesn't change that much. Sometimes it affects this life, but not immediately. For example, what you did 5 years ago will affect you only 10 years afterward. If you already have enough in this life, maybe it's put off to the next. It's not necessarily always put off to the next. Therefore, whoever follows the path of truth has to take care that he doesn't make any more karma that he has no time to pay up. So we have to live a vegan life so that we owe no debt to the animal people. We have to live a strict, virtuous life so we do not incur more undesirable effects for our life, and that makes excuses for the next life. That is the benefit of discipline and virtues. It doesn't mean if you keep the discipline and virtues, you can go to heaven. Oh, it's not so easy. It's just to keep our path clean and smooth. Yeah?
This also written in Chinese.
Yes.
为何我们祈祷时，神有时会有回应，有时候没有？为什么？ Why sometimes when we pray, we got some response from God. Sometimes we didn't get any response at all. Why?
It is because our sincerity differs. Our intensity of prayer is different according to our mood. Now, you must know that God or gods or goddesses or Buddhas are all within us. So when we pray, if we really deep in prayer and sincerity, and our prayer will get in touch with that innermost wisdom, innermost power, the Almighty God, then we get the answer. If we do not touch so deep within, then it doesn't come through. Just like when the rain is not very hard, we just put up an umbrella or just very thin layer of clothes will protect us from getting wet and cold. But if the rain is very hard, also windy, then even sometimes we wear the raincoat, it'll just be blown away even. So the intensity of our prayer, that's what gets us the answer or not the answer.
大师所说的美好世界是否真的存在，似乎还难以使人相信。是否信就有，不信就没有？和耶稣基督所说的天堂是否是同一个世界，还是有两个不同的世界？两个不同的天堂。Master mentioned about the land of Buddha. Is that real? Exist? It's very difficult to convince people. Do you have to believe it in order to get it? If you don't believe it, you don't have it. Is that the same heaven that Jesus Christ mentioned? Or there's two different type of heaven?
Yeah. There are different types of heaven. And there is one type of highest heaven. That is what we call the kingdom of God. Now, according to our practice and merit and sincerity, we go to different levels. So that's called different heavens. And those beautiful lands do exist. We can go and visit them in order to believe. We don't need to believe their existence if we do not see them. I do not blame you. So I offer you the way to believe it. Yeah, I have to prove it to you. So after initiation, maybe you see these lands immediately, or maybe just sometimes later. And then you can believe. We cannot believe things that we cannot see. That's correct. That is not atheist. It's just honest and logical and down to earth. So I never condemn people who are not religious or who lack faith. I just understand that they lack information and lack of practical proof, so they cannot believe. Yeah? So I offer them a way to believe.
What is the instant enlightenment? And what's the criteria? 开悟的捷径是什么？标准又是什么？
Immediate enlightenment means you get immediately enlightened. That's all there is to it. Just like immediate cash. Yeah? You go to the bank, you get immediate cash. If you come to me for initiation, you get immediate enlightenment. Okay? And now, the criterion is that you have to be sincere and truly long for liberation and enlightenment. Yeah? Just be sincere and be open, knowing that we need help. Yeah? Give me a chance to prove it to you. Also, afterward, we have to sincerely practice every day in order to discover more heavens within us and go back to the most high heaven or the nirvana or the Buddha's land. And also after initiation, we should take a vow of compassion, charity, and love-in-heartedness, no eating animals, no harming anyone of any kind, as the foundation of a good and lasting enlightenment. And if you keep these, you will get more enlightened each day until you get fully enlightened, become Buddha, or become Christ-like. Then you can help yourself, help others to get liberation if they have affinity with you. Yeah? Become a master. Yeah.
This is also my own experience too. I was wondering when I was signing up my initiation at California on May 29th. And during the initiation, immediately I saw lights and hear the sounds. This is absolutely the truth. Okay, this is the following question. How do one put the theory of enlightenment into everyday life practice? What activity do we do? What books do we read? What prayers do we pray, etc.?
You see, we have no set formulas for what you shall pray. But you may pray that you get more enlightened each day and become nearer to God. And that's the highest prayer. Yeah? Nearer to Buddhahood. To God or Buddhahood is the same thing. And you meditate every day. You pray whatever you wish to pray for. Noble prayers are always accepted by God, by Buddhas. And activities you do like every day you do. If you are a doctor, you look after your patients. If you are an engineer, you take care of your machines. If you are a taxi driver, then you take care of your customers and drive them to the right place. After enlightenment, there is just a little difference. You do it with devotion and love, not with ignorance and just earning money like before. Activities are normal, just the attitude changes and the mental understanding will change. We do it with utmost humble humility, love, devotion, and knowing there is an extremely supreme power behind our every action. And that's very reassuring and very encouraging. Not just doing boring work every day without any life, without any inspiration.
I have heard that some religious sect forbid the change from one sect to another. Do you think it is okay to do so? When the person found another master is more appealing and suitable, do you forbid your disciples to do so?
No, I will not. I will never forbid anyone to do anything. If you think other masters are better, more enlightened, more powerful, then welcome. Go quickly. And if you have something, please come back and share with me. But I doubt it though. I doubt it that anyone will be more appealing. If you have affinity with me, you will feel I'm okay, I'm the best, I'm the most supreme. Just we have the affinity with each other. We feel fine with each other, so we do not look for others. The other people who change from one sect to another, it is because they have no enlightenment experience. They are still wavering in their faith. They have doubts about their sect, about the power of their so-called leader, spiritual leader. So they have to change. If after you have some experiences from a master, and you know that master has enough power and protects you and guides you through your ignorant stages, then you don't need to look elsewhere. The other master, if enlightened, will do exactly the same.
Do you think the world is reaching to the end? I think you already answered that.
No, I do not think so.
Okay. Jesus Christ said, on the last day, many masters will appear. What do you say about this?
Many false masters, right? Or many masters?
Many masters.
Well, I already told you. If necessary, many masters will appear. No need to be last day or second day or first day. Anyhow, we should not always think in a negative way. We should believe in the mercy and power of God or of the Buddha. Yeah? If we do righteous things and pray to God or Buddha for help or get enlightenment through a living master, we have nothing to fear. We have nothing to fear.
Can one achieve completely physical hearing through the meditation?
Physical hearing? Yes, some do. Some do. But the physical hearing isn't that important. The inner hearing is more important. We can only hear the sounds of this world. Mostly they are not very pleasant, or gossip and or violent arguments. If we can hear the celestial language, message, it would be better. I could not guarantee you that through meditation your physical hearing will be restored. But I can guarantee you that you can hear all from heavens to hell, from all the Buddha's lands, or from the most high to the most low. That I can guarantee you.
Why did not Jesus Christ preach a vegetarian? As far as I can understand and can tell from the Bible.
Please read my article, Why People Have to Be Vegan. I mentioned enough about the Bible. Yeah? Jesus preached vegetarianism to people. He himself was a vegetarian. Most people do not understand Jesus.
Where did the negative creative force coming from? From the God? Why does he allow that thing to happen? Any purpose at all?
It's a kind of theater, you know. To have the negative and positive, there is fun. Otherwise, no fun. Huh? It's just like in this world we have daylight and we have nighttime. Nighttime is for us to rest, and daytime is for us to be active and work. What I mean is we need some periods of rest. Yeah? If you cannot sleep for 2-3 days, you feel terrible. So night is to put everything in sleep, to rest and restore. Winter is the same. You see all the leaves falling down and all the things looking all dry and terrible, but then they restore their strength in spring. They need rest. Yeah? So everything is created in opposites, in pairs, in order to complement each other. Now, we are not to be afraid of the negative force. We just have to know how it functions in order to control it and not to get into its clutches. Yeah? That's why we get enlightenment. Not that we get enlightenment and then we shun the opposite force, or we hate the negative force, or Maya, etc. It's not the case. To get enlightenment is to know through the positive and the negative. And then they can harmonize each other. And then we break through the negative and the positive even. Go through the unnegative and unpositive. Go to the most high, where all are blended in harmony and there's no differentiation between negative and positive like here. Everything comes from God. Everything is good. In reality, it's only a play. It's a complement for each other. Just like on the theater stage, there are roles of good kings, virtuous people. There are roles of killers, of bad and vicious people. All kinds of things. Otherwise, the theater is no fun for us. You may ask the director, why you create that bad man? His face looks so ugly, and his deeds are so wicked person. Why did you create him? What for? You can write with your own pen, all the good people. This is all your own pen, you create all these people. Yeah. But he needs it to earn money, no? And he needs all these bad people also to amuse us. So what the audience must know is that this is all theatrical. It's all performance, and not to be involved in this. In similar fashion, we have to be like an audience. We have to be wise enough, enlightened enough to watch all the games of the universe and get out of the suffering. Yeah? That's why some people, when they go to watch movies or theater, they become so involved in the performance. They cry, they shake, they choke with emotion. You know that? Yes. That's like we are now. When we are ignorant, we are choked, or we get excited, we get angry, we get emotionally involved with the game. Yeah? If we are enlightened, we are cool and recollected, and we look. Yeah? We enjoy, but we do not suffer. We enjoy all the suffering. We see all things as film, a theater. We do not feel any longer involved or personally get hurt. Therefore, hells or heavens, all these are illusions.
Master, I'm sorry I can't go to the microphone. Could I follow up on that question? Why is there such a state of fun? Is there a purpose like learning? And if it's so fun here, what's the incentive for finding a paradise, a heaven? People are having fun here anyway.
All right, then you stay. The first question is, why is it their creation? Because we like it. We like it. Just like we go to the theater. We pay money for it even, yeah? In life there is enough misery, there is enough fun, but we pay a lot of money to go to the theater just to see the same thing, no? To see people quarreling and fighting and all these kinds of things, which happen in life sometimes, anyhow. So people like it, yeah? People like it. The same, we like it. We create all that sometimes. Do you think we stay in heaven all the time and just do nothing? It would be very boring. So sometimes we like to have fun, to frolic. And then we fall into trouble because we have too much fun and then we cry. When you cry because you've had enough of the fun, then the master will come and take you home and say, hey, that's only theater, come back. All right? But when you have not yet had enough of the fun thereof, then you stay, of course. No one can tell you to get out. No one ever will. Therefore, people are still staying in this world. Only a few want to go home. They have had enough of it. They are tired. Okay? I am only for those who are tired. If you still find it very fun in this world, wow, welcome. Stay. Huh? When the time comes, you will call. You will cry.
Just a follow-up of a question that I asked you previously.
Right.
What is God's relation to Buddha? When you refer to Buddha and God, are you referring to one entity, or what's the relation between these two terms you use?
I see. Buddha is a term for an enlightened master. Yeah? In Christian terminology, is an embodiment of the Holy Spirit, meaning a messenger of God. That is the correct term to understand Buddha. God is the all-pervasive energy or force or loving or entity. Now, if you understand Buddha in the terms of a human manifestation of God, then the Buddha is exactly like that. But if you understand Buddha as all-pervasive, God-like, then it is God also. So you can say Buddha is the manifestation of Buddha nature, or God's power. And the Buddha nature is God. Just like Christ is the manifestation of God, of God's power, like that. But actually there is no difference between the two. The Buddha is the Buddha nature, comes from Buddha nature, and manifests the Buddha nature in order to help people. Or Christ is a manifestation of God in order to help people to go back to God. But he is God himself. Therefore he says, I and my Father are one. But because of the modesty of all the saints, the humility of all the saints, they will not say, I am God, yeah? I am the highest or anything like that. They say, I am the servant of God, I am the son of God, I am the Buddha, the messenger of God, etc. But sometimes in a fits of inspiration, they would say, I am God, I and my Father are one. But that doesn't mean Christ or Buddha was very, very arrogant. No, far from it. They are too humble. We can never imagine their humility. What we think in terms of humility is that if somebody tells us what to do and we say, yes, I will do it, sir, yes, sir. Or if somebody scolds us and we humbly say, oh, I'm sorry, please, forgive me. That's humility. No. That is too low, too little of humility. Humility is like Jesus, like Buddha. They are the greatest in the universe, but they appear the lowest. Buddha became like a beggar and let people think that he was a human being. He suffered, he died, he got sick, he had to beg for food. That is humility. He could not show his greatness, and he didn't even show it. He didn't make a show of it. And Jesus Christ, he was the greatest on earth and in heaven, and he let people crucify him, and even pray for forgiveness for those people who crucify him. That is true humility. The greatest humility we can only learn from the saints, not from ordinary social behavior or convention or code of morality. This is only man-made humility. True humility came only from sons of God.
There are two more questions written in Vietnamese.
Đức Phật dạy tu là để thoát vòng sinh tử luân hồi. Nhưng trong khi tu có nghĩa là chưa giác ngộ. Tôi không biết kiếp trước tôi là gì. Vậy làm sao tôi biết là tôi thoát hay không? Hay là tôi đã tới mức nào?
The question is, the Buddha teaches us to be liberated from birth and death. But now the person has not yet reached the highest enlightenment, so he doesn't know whether he's already out of birth and death or not yet out of birth and death. Also, he wants to know what his last life will be. So my answer is that you carry on practicing. Now one day you may know, or you may not know. If you do not follow a real enlightened master, it's difficult to pinpoint whether you will know or not, whether you will get enlightened or not. If you follow a real master, it's easier to know. It's safer, it is more guarantee. He will tell you that you will get it, you will know it in time. Excuse-moi, je voudrais vous demander deux questions. Qui est le représentant de notre Seigneur? Deux, où allons-nous après la mort? You understand?
No.
No? It's French. Excuse me, I would like to ask you two questions. Yeah. The first is, who represents God, your God? Is that right? Did I translate correctly? Who is this? Who is the friend? C'est vous. Ah, pourquoi écrit en français? Ah, mais je sais aussi anglais, non? Cũng bảo là... Oh. All right. The first question is, who represents your God? Ai là người đại diện của Thượng Đế đối với Ngài, phải không? Đối với tôi, phải không? Phải không?
Không, dạ tất cả. Tại vì trong...
Thượng Đế là ai, phải không?
Dạ không phải. Dạ ai là người đại diện cho Thượng Đế để mà đưa đến chỗ Thượng Đế?
Thì đúng rồi. Thì đúng rồi ha. Okay. The second question is, where are we going after death? Shall I tell you in Vietnamese so you understand? Yeah. Người mà đại diện cho Thượng Đế đó là một người mà từ ở trên Thượng Đế phái xuống. Rồi họ xuống đây cũng làm như một người phàm như vậy. Nhưng mà sau khi họ được ân điển của Thượng Đế rồi, họ nhớ lại họ là ai. Họ nhớ lại họ là Thượng Đế phái xuống và làm việc cho Thượng Đế. Những người đó đưa mình tới ánh sáng và đưa mình tới sự sáng suốt, đưa mình tới sự giải thoát vĩnh viễn, như là Giêsu Christ, như là Buddha, Phật đó, Phật tổ đó. Những người đó đều là đại diện của Thượng Đế và đưa mình về Thượng Đế. Thượng Đế là gì? Mình cái tiếng Việt Nam mình kêu bản lai diện mục đó. Cái quyền ly tối thượng nhất mà nó ở trong con người của mình đó. Thấy chưa? Sau khi mình chết rồi đó thì mình đi đâu tùy theo cái nghiệp của mình. Thí dụ như cái đời này mình làm lành á thì mình đi thiên đàng, hoặc là mình trở lại làm người sung sướng, đẹp đẽ, hạnh phúc hơn. Nếu mà mình làm ác thì mình cứ đi xuống những cảnh giới nó thấp kém hơn, nó đau khổ hơn. Rồi một thời gian mình sẽ trở lại. Nếu mình tu theo một vị thầy sống đó, một vị Phật sống, hoặc là một vị đại diện Thiên Chúa đó, thì mình sẽ về cõi Phật, về cõi trời. So I told him that those who represent God are those who are sent by God, like Buddha, like Jesus Christ, who come from the Most High, the highest power in the universe. That's what we call the representative of God. If we follow these people, they will show us the way back to heaven, to the Buddha's land. And they will give us the light. Not give us, but open to us the light within ourselves, which already exists, which is ours. The Master cannot give you anything at all, except just to show you where your treasure lies, where you have it. But of course the Master stands by, and with the Master's virtues and compassion, help us a lot to smooth our way, clear our road, so that we walk better and not hurt ourselves. So the Master is very compassionate. Now the second question is where we go after death. We go to where we belong. If in this life we do some virtuous deeds and good, then we go to heaven, or we go back, become human beings again, and enjoy a prosperous, healthy, and comfortable life. If we do some wicked deeds which are against the law, then we may have to transmigrate or degrade into some kind of lower and more painful existence. If, however, we follow a living master who shows us the way to the Buddha's land or back to the kingdom of God, then we will go there when we die. There are three kinds of people. Anything else?
Oh, nothing. But can I have 1 minute?
Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow we're going to have initiation. The direction and map is at the front desk. And please be on time, because we're doing this all together at the same time, not one by one. Please be on time. Thank you very much, Master.
Yes, we didn't have that much time yesterday. You know what time we slept last night? About 4 or 5 in the morning. And I didn't sleep until very late. I read books, sutras, and I didn't even sleep that much at all. And then it's time, and then we have to go. And they have to be here very early in the morning. After the lecture, we assembled together and drank something, and ate something, small things, and chatted around. And then we didn't part until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes. And then they went home to their place. They have to wash and shower and fix things. And then maybe rest for a couple of hours. And then come early here to prepare all this. Preparing this thing takes a long time, takes many hours. So you come about 1 o'clock, but they have to leave the place about maybe
10:30.
10:30?
Right.
Oh, 10:30. Yes, what is it? No. 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 What are you, Catholic? Yes, stay there. Jesus is okay. I worship him too. Yeah? Yeah. We worship the same master.
In the rules for preparation, for initiation, you state that the spiritual power should not be used for healing illness.
Yes.
I am a practitioner of Reiki healing, method of healing practice. If I were to receive initiation, would I still be able to safely practice the Reiki healing art without the effects of the initiation causing me to incur a karmic debt by practicing the Reiki healing art?
Reiki healing, you use the hands and radiate light.
Yes, energy through the hands and also the mind through the physical.
Yes. Yes, I understand this process. You see, to be a healer is different from to be a world saver. Yeah? A different path. So if you like to be a healer, then it is better you stay where you are. If you would like to become a Buddha or Christ, not only to heal people's sicknesses, but to heal the soul, then you follow me. Okay? It's a different path altogether. For example, if you want to become a doctor, a physician, then you should not bother with the nurse work and don't have to do all the nurse work every day and help them just because they also helping patients. Just because they're also doing the loving work. You say, oh, the nurse is so busy and it's also helping the patient, though I have to help them. No, you have to carry on with your study until you get a doctor's degree and you become a doctor. A nurse is a nurse, a doctor is a doctor.
So practicing the Reiki healing would therefore be inappropriate? Is that what I am trying to say?
It's not helping your progress to become Christ-like. And it's not for liberation. You heal people's sicknesses only. I heal without touching anyone. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to come to that person to heal. And that's a greater healing. Wouldn't you follow?
I'm not sure I follow you on that. I'm not sure I understand.
Yes. I understand. Now, your healing is very compassionate work. The Reiki healing is also due to love for the suffering of humankind. I understand. But our path is higher than that. You heal without healing. You heal without hands, without foot, without eyes, without even looking at the patient, without even knowing the patient, without even the patient ever knowing you. That's the best healing, the highest. So actually, when you follow me, you also follow the healing path. But no need to do these small tricks. We have to accumulate our power to the maximum, and then you heal through anything. All right? Not that I have no compassion for humankind. What I say is that we have to first accumulate our power to the maximum extent, and then we can heal anyone without even laying hands on them, without having to be near them, without even knowing that patient. Some people get cured just by repeating the name of the Master, of the living Master, even without even seeing the Master at all. Never heard of that Master before, never saw that Master before. Just hear the name and have faith in that Master and get cured. Incurable disease. That's the highest kind of healing, yeah? We have to accumulate this power until that peak, and then be a healer. The healer of soul and body.
I'm sorry, from what I can gather, I'm trying to think of what this gentleman's concern is. I think he is at that decision point, and because this healing may be a means for his living. And
no.
It seems that...
No, they don't do that for money.
Oh, okay.
They don't do that for money, as long as I know, right? Oh, but that's... Yeah, that's not money, that's not a livelihood, no?
No, it is not my livelihood.
That's right. Mostly they do this kind of work is for charity. Yeah, if people donate, all right. If they do not donate, they don't care even, no? The donation is good for the patient only, right? So
Thank
no
you.
livelihood meaning.
Thank you. Yeah, I rest my question.
Right. Anything else?
Okay.
Here. The man with the stick. We both the same, no? I also have a stick. Come.
Now, I seem to think that God finds you, or finds me, or all of us if we want God. Can you have maybe not too many masters, but too much exposure, or not?
To what?
You mean to show everywhere? To be everywhere?
Maybe it's spreading thin, but rushing towards all saints, all representatives of God. Can that be a bad thing?
I can't understand. Can you understand? Please explain to me what he means. Are you enlightened? What did you mean? Please make it... Is that right?
How much is too much?
Well, when you think you have found the answer with one master and satisfy your soul, you should stop and meditate and be quiet and find your own master within, not without.
Then maybe I'll get a little more lucid. I hate to get lucid, but maybe I will.
No, tell me.
One time while I was being shown God, in this area were all the saints. And they were used to the light, and they loved the light. It was too much for me.
You've been shown the light of God within, not the physical light, and it was too much for you? In which sense?
I didn't want to lose control.
Well, you have to do it slowly. It's not losing control. You expand.
The question might be, that's not a question, it was fear.
Oh, maybe you fear of losing the ego eye. But you gain more by that. You see, in the Bible it says, those who lose everything will gain everything. Yes. So, because of our habit of clinging to this world and the possession in this world, we fear that if we lose everything in this world or lose hold of this world, what will we get then? It's just a fear of losing possessions and losing touch with this world. But you will come back to this world anyhow. After that, you will come back. So no need to fear. It's hard to get to God. It's easy to get to the world. So no need to fear. Anything?
It struck me at the time when I put on the brakes that in India, in China, in other cultures, you could walk around and know God and not be put in a state hospital.
Who? You?
Like here. No, I'm just saying that.
Many people walking around, they say they know God, and then people put them in hospital. Can you understand what he says?
That they were not considered insane, as here in this country they would consider someone who was so religious that they are just abnormal.
Well, that's what I understood too, yeah. But you must not go around and proclaim it to people that, look, I know God, I'm enlightened. No need to do that. Understand? And also, the people who know God are mostly very normal people. There is nothing abnormal about them. But sometimes people go insane by practicing some methods unknown to themselves or without a competent master. That also happens. What we call 着魔 in Chinese, 斗火入魔. These cases also happen. Yeah, but most enlightened people are very normal. But also, it's very dangerous. Yes, that's right. That's why it is so dangerous to be a master, because you cannot conceal yourself from the public. Your duty is to proclaim it to the public, and doesn't matter how embarrassed you are, you have to tell them who you are. And it's really contradictory to their humility, and it's also against their own quiet nature, and also makes them very tired physically and mentally, and receive all kinds of total and mental and physical discomfort due to the karma of the people who come to them for help. Also, they receive a lot of criticism and disbelief from other people. And so Jesus was crucified, Buddha was nearly killed, and many other masters were killed. It is because they dared to proclaim in the public that they were enlightened, that they are masters. Of course, it's very dangerous. But for most people, if they don't have a mission from God to proclaim it, then just practice quietly and silently in your home. Do not let people know what you are. Then you have no danger. All right? Yes?
当时我有2个问题。第一个就是刚才你解释关于我的天堂的提问，就是美好世界提问的时候，说是没有开悟的人就不知道什么是天堂。如果开悟以后就知道天堂，你就知道天堂。因为你说你可以展示给我们，就是可以好像可以让我们看到，能不能可以让我们看到？
明天你来印心，我给你看。
我到什么地方？
就去外面问他们。师父也不知道。明天就可以展示，是不是？不是展示啦，
这就是
你来印心的时候，你真正的要看了，你真正的要回去天国的。
是吗？
我不是给你看了，然后你回去，不是这样子啦。
是。
就不是卖便宜的。应该诚信的人。
是诚心来。
诚信是，然后我以后要通通回去天国的，不是今天看一看了，明天走了，不是这样子，不是尝试的。明天如果你真的要的话，那明天在印心的时候就可以知道一点，不是通通知道，那么快也不行。你受不了这个天堂的光那么强，应该慢慢的来，懂吗？一点点，一天一点点，
逐渐的开悟，逐渐的开悟，
以后就开悟，以后完全开悟，明天只开悟一点而已。
是不是有一个成语说这个立地成佛，是不是很快能够马上就能够进入这个开悟的境界？
看到有的人，不过不是每个人这样。看你的那个前世的境界在哪里？
是不是看诚心？
也是有关。不过有的人生生世世修行了，懂不懂？他一看就成佛了。
那么
不过也不那么快了。释迦牟尼佛也需要6年了。懂。
第二个问题是，就是怎么样处理这样2者的关系？一个人既要开悟，又要从事自己的研究或者自己的工作。
是。
那么是不是这开悟和这些看书研究是不是互相矛盾的？是不是这个心思就用在开悟上，或者就这样怎么处理这2者日常生活这样的关系？
你开悟还是要研究啊？
你比如开悟就是你比如开悟的时候，就是意思就是
以后还可以做工作啦， 并不是说开悟以后就失掉工作，失掉夫妻的关系啊，儿子都丢掉，没有啊。开还是开，工作还是工作啊，两个都不同的世界嘛。开悟是在里面开了，工作是用外面的手工作啊。
这个就比较抽象了。你比如说具体点说，就是说开悟以后，是不是就是晚上的时候，是不是什么也不要想？是不是平常看的东西、看的书也忘了，然后就进？
不会啦，开玩笑。如果我什么都忘了，那我怎么能够来这里？我怎么能够跟你讲中文？我会忘中文了呢？不会啦，很平常了，比以前更聪明、更好，工作更努力、更有力而已。OK，
更快乐。
更快乐，对。
开悟呢，就是一个呢，就是你刚才看你的书上有一个要吃素，那么还有一个问题就是这个
吃素为了要避免现在的增加的业障。张扬我们的慈悲心。
主要说善良之心。
是，不是吃素才能够开悟，不是啦。
好，谢谢。
还有什么？他不是笑你了，他笑师傅回答了。
是。
你不要害羞，继续问。
我是这个。
你是诚心问的，不是笑你了，继续问。
是这个，就是说这就是这个开悟这种这个概念，这种术语对我们来讲也比较抽象。就是我心想的开悟呢，就是说就是信仰佛，或者就是不信仰别的一些就是邪说。那么开悟指的是信仰，专心致志的信仰。怎么样进入开悟这个途径啊？这还不就是还不太明白，就说。
Oh my God, 5 o'clock! I can't believe it. I'm talking for 5 hours. Oh no! 开悟是应该入佛的知见，该了解佛的智慧，不是信仰而已。因为相信佛，不过不了解佛是诽谤佛，了解吗？要开悟才能够了解佛的智慧，那个时候才是真正的尊敬佛。不然的话，要讲清楚啦。开悟
才不会迷信。That gentleman, I believe he's a researcher, and he's questioning about instant enlightenment, and he's confused about this, and he mixed enlightenment with religious belief, and that's why Master answered that question to him.
I also forgot what I answered. He said, if enlightenment means you go home and then in the evening you might forget everything and then you cannot function in the world. He worried that maybe it's too abnormal. I said, no, you still function. You function even better than before. If you still like to read books and doing some research in books and about the knowledge of the world, you still have to do this. You still can do it. And if it's good for your job, you must do it. Like if you are a doctor, you have to always read medical books of the recent times, not only of the ancient times, in order to better your knowledge and be more sufficient in your work. That you have to do. It doesn't interfere with your enlightenment. Enlightenment is inside. Working, serving the world is outside. But when the inside is enlightened, the outside is also enlightened. You do your work more sufficiently, more actively, more happily. That's all. It doesn't mean you forget everything. And I told him I haven't forgotten anything. If I get enlightenment and forget, how can I speak to you in Chinese? I still remember Chinese. That's what I told him. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah? And the second question was,
开悟跟信仰。
he said, what he thought about enlightenment is that you only have to believe in the Buddha and to read the sutras and have faith in the Buddha. That's enough. So I say, no, it isn't enough. Because you have to also become Buddha, a higher level, in order to understand the Buddha's meaning and his wisdom. Because the Buddha said, if you believe me, but you do not understand me, that is disrespectful to me. Yeah? Is that right? The Buddha said so. Yes. So therefore, we cannot just believe, we have to prove it by our own experience and knowledge through enlightenment. Yeah? That's why it's necessary to see in order to believe. Also, he asked if we need to eat vegan in order to get enlightenment. I said no. To eat vegan is to cut out the karmic connection with animals in this life so that we don't incur any more burden, yeah? So that we won't be bound anymore to this world again because of this death. Also, it is to develop our compassion and equality to all beings in God's creation. It is not because you eat vegan, you become enlightened. Otherwise, the cows, the horses will become enlightened. That was our answer and questions. Anything else? 5 o'clock already. You still want to ask? Oh my God. Come. He was fat and why he became vegan?
How come he was fat if he was a vegan?
You tell your wife to come up.
Where is my wife? My wife was skinny. And we changed. We were not vegans before May 30.
You listen to the true story about getting fat or getting skinny. Come, you tell. Come up.
When we met Supreme Master Ching Hai in California, May 29th, we were not vegans. And that's my wife. And we changed that. Thank you. We converted to a vegan because Master Ching Hai convinced me scientifically and also mentally and religiously. And so one night we converted to veganism. My wife gained 15 pounds since then. It's only 6 months.
6 months gain 15
Only
pounds.
6 months.
Yeah. But do not worry, not everybody is like that.
Thank you.
Gain 15 pounds, my goodness.
Thank you.
You see, not everyone gets fat or gets skinny by vegan. Yeah, we have to consider your chemical reactions to these foods. Yeah, because before she ate animal food and she had always diarrhea. She never got very, very fat. And now after becoming vegan, her body doesn't react violently like that anymore. And she becomes calm and peaceful and assimilates all the food that she eats. Therefore, she gains some weight. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you will gain weight. I cannot guarantee these physical changes. I can only guarantee mental equilibrium, calmness, and a more loving change. I cannot guarantee the physical change. But it's not necessary anyhow. Yeah, we have many vegan people who are fat, who are skinny, who are beautiful, who are young, who are old, or anything. Anything else? Oh, you don't leave me alone? Now come. Yes?
I'm sorry, my last one. I'm a scientist and do research here on mental illness.
In mental illness, yes.
And there are many questions that still need to be answered, as why there are families which has schizophrenia passed on in the families. And how is that explained by karmic actions? And the second question is it rightful for scientists to ask after enlightenment that there is a quicker answer from somewhere above to these questions, or do they still have to stick with their scientific method and try to answer these questions?
There are quicker answers than scientific research.
And that is expected to happen?
Yes,
they can expect
directly intuitive. You see, we have a brain which we use only 5%. That everyone knows, yeah, including scientists. So there is another 95% laying dormant with a lot of power and information and capabilities. So when you awaken this full power of the brain and you get all the answers, which you would have to do research for many, many years in order to get, and might not even be correct sometimes after many years of research. Therefore, the scientists, sometimes they prove like that and say it's correct, and then next year they prove it a different way, and then next year another different way. Yeah? Because we use a limited power instead of using the whole power. So the method of enlightenment is nothing new and nothing mysterious. It's only to awaken your full competency. full power of intelligence. All right, 95% is still there. So you get answers quickly from meditation.
Yes. The other question that I was asking is that we know that there are diseases which are inheritable. And how is that explained by the law of retribution?
Oh, yes. The people who inherit these diseases, are connected with each other in previous lives through some common goals, common deeds, and togetherness, together doing something, together thinking something, and together inherit something. And because of their passion for each other, they also stick together and come back as sons and daughters, and then also inherit the past fruits. Yeah? It happens through their love and attachment for each other, and also from the past lives that they have done things together, the same things, which bear the same fruit. Everything is through karma, nothing exceptional. Yes?
I'm not sure I follow some of what you're saying. You just came from 2 countries in Latin America, Brazil and Argentina.
I will go there.
She is going.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're going.
From New York City.
I'm sorry.
I went there 6 months ago.
In
But
June, yeah.
It was long ago, and I'm going now. So
okay.
what is the connection with them?
My question is, there's both tremendous wealth and tremendous poverty in both Brazil and Argentina. Am I following that we're saying if a person is living in tremendous poverty, it has something to do with their karma from a past life?
Yes, of course. What else can you explain? Is God so partial? No, we create our own things. But one day when we are tired of everything, then we are awakened. We will go back to where there's no poverty, no richness, nothing, just happiness and bliss, and we have whatever we want. But it's not like that in a material sense. What I told you about Amitabha land is only for those who are not completely enlightened. Yeah? Those who are completely enlightened are teachers of devas and humans, of heavens and humans. They are out of all these kinds of questions, whether happy or unhappy, whether rich or poor. Yeah? But those who are not yet enlightened have to suffer under the law of karma. Whatever poverty they get is due to the past lives that they did not give to charity. The material welfare of people depends on their charity during their existence on earth in the world. If they always give to charity, it doesn't mean you have to give a lot. For example, in the Buddhist sutras, there is a story about a monk. Yeah, he was born with a golden face, shining, and born in a rich family, because in his last life, many lives before, 100 lives, 900 years before, he had given a donation of 1 penny to the Buddha, to the living master of that time. And for 99 lives, he enjoyed richness, respected position, and intelligence. And on the last of the 99 lives, he met the other Buddha and gained enlightenment and became a Buddha himself. Because of ignorance, people have to be born into poverty and suffering. If everyone knew how to create their own life, that would be much better for the world. But do they believe you? The time will come when they have to believe. When they are tired of all the drastic circumstances, they will turn back to the Buddha nature. They will believe in God. They will look for an enlightened master. Right? There's no other remedy. We have to wait. Okay. Any other question? Yeah, you. Yeah.
Well, I find it hard to believe that a whole country is impoverished because of their past life behavior.
Yeah, that's right.
You follow?
I follow.
But that's what I mean, and I'm talking materially.
Yes.
But that is what you are saying?
Yeah.
So the people that live in this country, the United States, which is the richest country of the world, have lived very enlightened lives in the past. Whereas people that
very charitable life in the past.
Very charitable life.
No, not necessarily enlightened. Richness and enlightenment are different things altogether. You may be rich but not enlightened. You may be poor but enlightened. Okay. Well, that's just true. But this you can believe when you see it. After you practice sometimes of meditation of some kind, not necessarily my kind, and then you will gain access to those past memories. You will see it for yourself, the whole karmic structure of the world, and why some places are poor, why some people are rich. You see clearly, like you read a book or you see a movie. Everything is recorded in the history of time and space. Yeah, nothing is destroyed. Nothing disappears. Everything is manifested and concentrated in a form of energy and is recorded in a different level of consciousness. And we can see that for ourselves. Then you have no more doubt. Now if you argue with me until tomorrow, you still have doubt because you don't see it. So my proposal is I invite you to come into the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of invisible knowledge and find out for yourself. I do not force you to believe what you do not see. I only offer you a chance to prove it to yourself. But you need faith and practice. You can't just know everything overnight, like any science. You can't learn to be a doctor in one night or 2 nights. You have to truly want to be a doctor and study with other doctors in a medical school. And then over the years, you will become one, right? But immediately you know something about medicine in the first days or first week. That's for sure. Just like you come to an enlightened master, you have some instant glimpse of enlightenment, some particles, some parts of it, and then you develop further. So, I'm sorry. We will live and wish you all happiness.